Good morning, guys. This is an impromptu live this morning, Friday morning, because we had so much stuff happen. Well, not so much stuff, but we had a lot of stuff leaked yesterday after my live, and we had stuff leaked last night. We have Monica's, well, audio and video of Monica's mom and Monica having a huge fight about the Greek Easter, and people are pretty much just discussing what her mother said in the video, which was basically that Monica is an actress and her job is to get screen time and yada, yada, yada. It kind of made it sound like the show might be a little bit scripted. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think of that. And then, if you guys didn't know already, David Yontef was featured on this week's Real Housewives of Miami. And he was featured because his podcast basically has gotten Anna, who was a housewife for one season, and she was truly, honestly, like above her time, before her time, I'm sorry. And she said some things I'm not even going to say about Marisol because I would not even repeat it. It was that bad. You guys definitely have to check out his podcast with her because they talk about Marisol. I put a small clip on Instagram, or I'm sorry, on X/Twitter of the interview because I was scared to put it on Instagram. But you will hear her refer to the ladies as CO Snow Horse. Put it together. I know you guys are smart, right? So she, you know, talked poorly about some of the ladies on the show, and then she ended up doing this luncheon. And I just can't believe how much this podcast of David Yontef was involved in the storyline. Like, she talked bad about Alexia, Marisol. Those two I won't repeat. It was her and her daughter. So it was Anna and her daughter on David's podcast. But back to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Sorry. Hi, good morning, Monica. Oh, so call me today. I have court with my girls all morning till like 1 o'clock, so I won't have my phone on me. I won't be able to answer, but you can call me after that, please. I miss you and love you. Guys, Salt Lake City, is that who we still want to talk about? Because I have some questions. Like, where is the designer? Does everyone remember the designer that allegedly the audio was about? This all started over this designer who was working for Jen Shah, who they had a disagreement and she cussed him out, like all the way out at her house. And there was audio and video of it, and it was leaked. Does anyone remember this? Anyone? And what happened was, allegedly, it was leaked, and then this troll page was started. So it wasn't just started by like Monica, it was started by Monica, allegedly the hairdresser, and this designer that nobody has heard from or mentioned. And like Monica is just kind of, she must be liking the attention, or she would be diverting it a little bit towards him, I would think, because like she was in his crew. That's how she got to Jen. Monica was part of the designer's crew. I don't know what you call them. That's why she's on the footage in Meredith's store with the designer's people when the clutch was allegedly stolen. So the page was made because of the designer and him and Jen falling out over, I think it was her reunion dress. It was the reunion where she had the gloves. It was like she had purple like beads, I think, everywhere, and they like made her take her gloves off because the audio was bad. And she was mad that she had to take her gloves off because she said it was like part of the lip. And then here's what's even funnier. This nobody's heard. There's an account on Twitter, and I don't know who it is. He claims to be a what's the word I'm looking for? He claims to be a dermatologist, if that's the word I'm looking for. And he often posts, I don't want to say offensive, maybe problematic things on Twitter. And it started out, I first came across him when he was posting about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and he was posting about remember the woman that was only on one season? I cannot even remember her name, and she was like accused of trafficking. Remember, she lived in that, she had all that money. I can't remember her name. Well, anyways, that's how I came account. Now, a couple of months ago, I would say, he always also posts about Cartier. Is it Cartier or Cartier? He always posts about like different pieces of jewelry and stuff. So, long story short, guess who was like talking to that account? The one that Monica made. Monica was talking to this account on Twitter, and she reposted the account and was like, "Oh, I love this bracelet. I've been a fan. I've been following you for so long." And we all kind of thought that was a little odd. Like, how did you, because his account isn't that big, but like, you know, people, it gets spread through Twitter, you know, but still, Monica hasn't been on the show that long. But yeah, so anyways, they were corresponding. And he has, of course, the DMs between her and him, because it's obviously Monica. Not just Monica, but the hairdresser and the designer. What are you guys thinking? I mean, I don't know. This Monica, I mean, people were calling her a blogger and saying like she was getting on the show because she was a blogger. And I was so confused by that, because I was like, she's not a blogger. She never was a blogger. She just started that page because of everything that was going on with Jen Shah. Like she was basically like Melissa Gorga of New Jersey, but in Salt Lake City. For real, for real. Like, I think she was just trying to get any sort of, I don't want to use the word attention, but I mean, she was just trying to get in touch, I think, with any sort of somebody from Bravo. And the only way she could really do that was to be friends with the designer, work her way into that circle. When the designer and Jen fall out, she steps in, like she's on Jen's side. "Oh my gosh, Jen, I'm so sorry for you. I can't believe this happened. Like, let me come work for you. I'll take care of everything." Never knowing that, you know, this girl is actually aligning for you to go to jail and her to get your spot on the show. So don't think for one second that Heather and Jen aren't talking. Don't think that just because Jen's in prison, you have to count her out. Don't count her out, y'all. I'm telling you, her and Heather have been talking. They've been talking since day one, which is fine. But Heather didn't come up with this all on her own. I also saw an article that said production is alleging they didn't know. I'm like, bullshit. I'm sorry, but I just don't think that production didn't know about any of this. It's too deep. They had to have known. And I think that they said did she say something about the website or something during a confessional, or I don't remember. But the audio leaked is of her mother and her getting into a fight at her house, and it's over the Easter dinner. And I feel bad for her mom, yo. I'm serious. I feel bad for her mom. Like, it is probably like 2 minutes long. It is audio of not Monica, but you can hear Monica, of course. But it's not Monica. You can just hear her. And she is basically, her and her mom are yelling at each other. They're screaming at one another, right? And sorry, I'm looking for shoes, guys. I have to get ready for court. You guys just have to deal with me being out of breath, walking around looking for my shoes. Fighting, right? They're screaming at each other, and it's over the Easter whole fiasco. If you don't know what happened there, basically it was Monica fighting all of the ladies. You know, even her mom was embarrassed, and she ended up leaving. And I think her mom had to walk home or to find a ride home. Anyways, her mother and her get into it. They're screaming at each other, and her mom basically says, like, "You're an actress. You can't let that stuff get to you." Like, "You're an actress? What? I'm sorry. Can you go back to you're an actress?" Yes. She said, "You're an actress. You can't let this shit get to you, because your job is to get as much screen time as you possibly can." That's what Monica's mom verbatim told her. She's yelling, of course, at her mother. And she's like, "You took their side and I fell down the steps." And like, as soon as the mom acted like she didn't care that Monica fell down the steps, Monica was pissed. Literally was kicking her out of her house. Matt, and filming her without her knowing that she's being filmed. Like, that's the worst part. And it's probably one of her granddaughters filming her because it's clearly at Monica's house. She kicks Monica out, or Monica kicks her mom out. And like I said, it had been one of the grandchildren that was filming it. So Monica has 4 kids, but like one is way older. I think we saw her this year. She's like, what, 18, 19, something like that. And she's much older. But she has a couple of their small children, and their dad is the one that she was married to, and she was having the affair with the brother-in-law, which would have been her husband's sister's husband. And he was like, he was a fireman, maybe? He was definitely like a man of blue in some sort of way. I don't know for sure if I thought he might be the cop that she went to when she said she found out about Jen Shah, because I don't believe that she has a friend that's in a secret agent or an FBI agent. I don't think the Secret Service handles those sort of cases, but what do I know? Also, why would the government need another person to testify when they already got every single person on the case to flip? That makes no sense. None at all. Why would you insert yourself into a federal investigation if you have 4 children at home? You got to go testify, write your statements, put your name on stuff, and be a part of sending someone to prison. Who does that? I don't understand. And like I said, where's the designer? Nobody's saying, hey, where's the guy that started all of this? He's the one that allegedly started the podcast or the website. And then this girl who's the hairdresser, she comes along and all of a sudden she's Heather's hairdresser. Now that's sketchy to me to begin with. Did Heather seek her out, or did she seek Heather out? That is going to tell us a lot. Because if she sought Heather out, then obviously they were looking for information. We got like footage of Jen Shah, Monica like riding past Jen Shah's house. People saying that Monica was like I hate that word. Stalking the ladies, trying to get their address. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why she would need their address, and I would think she would be able to pull that online. I don't think she'd have to sit outside Jen Shah's house to do that. I think she was just being nosy, and it was like during the trial, and they were just trying to get tea for their website. To be honest, that's what I think was happening. So that video was leaked of her and the gentleman driving past Jen Shah's house in the middle of the day. Like, okay. And then also, again, the mother, that was leaked. And if you go and look, this is what's really interesting. Jen Shah knew about all of this. Jen Shah had actually hit that website with a cease and desist, I think back in 2021 or 2022. So she already knew what was going down with this designer and this hate page. She already knew who it was because she served them with a cease and desist. So she went to prison, and this girl shows up on the cast. Of course, Heather and Jen are talking. Just because Jen's in prison doesn't mean that there's no communication about anything. Therefore, I think that all of the information, most of it came from Jen because she knew what was up. And she helped Heather orchestrate this. That's my opinion. And then we also had Andy Cohen chiming in. Of course, he can't help himself. You know him. Because Jen put on her Instagram, well, obviously she didn't put it, somebody else did, that if Bravo had footage of her hitting Heather, they would air it. Trust me. And then Andy went on Cyrus Radio and said, trust me, if we had video of it, we would air it. But to me, I'm like, how does Bravo miss every single important event that happens in these franchises? Like, how can you miss that? How do you guys miss Kathy Hilton's breakdown? Like, we don't get footage of it in the van. We don't get footage of it at Kyle's house. We don't get footage of it anywhere. And it just kind of, I don't know. It's just a little strange to me that we don't get any of this footage ever. So, that's kind of my opinion on that. What do you guys think? Like, do you think Bravo just covers this stuff up and they say, well, we won't air this because it's Kathy and we want to keep a good relationship with her, or we're not going to air this because Heather asked us not to because she has a business and children. And I also heard that they were getting effed up. Could Jen have clued? Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Tamara. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to say. Jen Shah hit this account, this hater account, this troll account that Monica and her people were allegedly running with a cease and desist in 2020. I think I saw 22. Somebody else told me 21. So she knew who it was. She already knew who it was. She had already sent him a cease and desist before she even went to prison. So absolutely, she was guiding Heather. Absolutely. And production says they didn't know about it. I don't know if I believe that or not. I just don't know if I believe. I mean, can you imagine like you're surprised? I'm telling you guys, where's the designer? I keep asking because he is really I think a big part of this picture that we're missing because like none of us can really understand why someone would start a hater page and, you know, do what Monica was doing unless you were trying to like get on the show. But if you think about it in a way that Jen had pissed this designer off, she had like yelled at him and cursed at him, and the audio was leaked, and it was, you know, it was a pretty big deal because she was a housewife at the time, you know, like she did have like she had to, you know, act a certain way. People don't like, just like with Ramona, we don't want to hear about you treating, we don't want you to treat your help bad. Like we Bravo fans don't support that kind of stuff. So to me, it feels like it was the designer that started a lot of this in motion. And I think that Monica just happened to come along. Perfect timing. This designer has an in with Jen Shah. Perfect. The designer and Jen Shah. Who knows? She probably had something to do with Jen Shah and the designer falling out. I mean, she was close enough that she was with his crew inside Meredith Mark's store when the clutch was stolen. So that's quite a while, guys. Driving past Jen Shah's house. They weren't trying to get the other ladies' addresses. They could have easily got those. They were just stalking her house because they were trying to get info for their channel or their Instagram. And like I said, she already knew who they were because she sent them a cease and desist. And just because Jen went to prison doesn't mean that her and Heather stopped talking. In prison, you can write people with paper, like the old days. And you can also do a thing that is like digital email. And it's basically email back and forth with your loved one in prison. So she could also be visiting her. She could be getting phone calls from her. She could be getting video visits from her. So I don't think that we can write off the fact that Heather put all of this together because she wanted to get her a beauty lab gift card. And someone made a good point. Why wasn't Angie down? Or not, what was her name? Monica. Or whoever that extra girl is that had the Easter party. I think her name's Monica. Why wasn't she down at the beach? Why was it just the other women? And my other question, that's what I was just saying, Tamara, Angie, yes, I did. And I think it's because, do you guys remember that blonde lady that had that husband that they were trying to bring on the show? She was very theatrical. She was a pretty woman, but she was theatrical. Anyone remember who I'm talking about? Anyways, her and her husband started a hate account against Jen. And they came out with it on camera and admitted it. Do you guys remember that? So to me, I'm like, how are all these people around Jen Shah, who's supposed to be her friends and loved ones, are starting troll accounts on her, and they're coming out on the show? You don't think that Angie's husband or Angie had anything to do with the other website? Because, like, basically that means 2 out of the however many hateful sites. The Harringtons, thank you. Yes, Tay, yes, the Harringtons. Basically, like, all these hate accounts were hate accounts of people that knew Jen. I mean, that's pretty. I'm not trying to be mean, but that's a little messed up. Either you must not be a very great person, or like, I mean, I don't know. That feels like a lot of people to be like 2 people that made it on the show also had hate accounts against Jen Shah. Is that what you want? Is that what they're trying to tell us? I mean, Angie came out and said it, but maybe it was worse than what we knew. Who knows? Maybe they were running another account. I mean, this is crazy. Was the blonde Whitney's fin? The blonde. Angie. No, she was kind of like, I think she was going to be Heather's friend because she was really, she had a lot of money. And the season that she was like in between, like she had came on a little bit as a friend and they were going to bring her on the next season. And so she was like in the off season, you know, obviously trying to, you know, post and do fun stuff. So like her and Heather and all of them went on like this cruise and they were taking pictures like in Greece, and Heather was talking about what a wonderful time she had with them, how amazing and generous they are. You guys know how all that goes. And then she came on the show and she was nice and dramatic, but the fact of the matter was she didn't have a lot going on. She was very theatrical, and she also, there were questions about her stance with the LGBTQ community, and that was because she had a stepson, and there were, I don't even, it was the word, allegations, there was rumors that they hadn't like let him at, I don't know. I don't want to say, but there were just rumors about her turning down like parties to support the community, and her having a son that was, you know, her stepson being part of the community. And I don't know if Bravo just didn't want to go near that. I don't know, because they had no problem going near what's her name, who is clearly racist, and had it on her Facebook. Remember her? Can't remember her name either. They need to talk about Monica's sins. Her mother, I'm still just astonished by the mother. Like, something doesn't add up to me with the mom. I mean, the way that Monica talks to her mom and kicks her out of her house, and then she has her daughters like recording her, like that's their grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just seems very dysfunctional. Like, I've only seen your mom on camera how many times, and each time you've kicked her out of your house. Like, I don't know. I don't have a mom to kick out of my house, but I try, you know, I don't really kick people out of my house. I mean, my fiance, but my ex-fiance, by the way, could the mom have clued Heather in? Maybe, but I feel like the mother is likes the attention. And so I feel like she would support Monica's move to like be on TV. Because I think she wanted to be an actress. That's why she moved to New York. If you remember, we heard the story about Monica feeling like she was abandoned because she was left with this family in Pennsylvania because her mom went to New York to follow her dreams. And yeah, so I think that her mother actually like really wants her to be on TV, because then she gets an opportunity to be on TV. And I don't know where Monica's mom gets her money. But her name on like Instagram is like something like millionaire, millions or something. Like, she didn't post a whole lot before Monica went on the show. I noticed, I went through and scrolled on her Twitter. But she does seem like, I don't even know what the word, eccentric. Is that a good word? Sorry guys, I'm putting mascara on. I think she seems eccentric, and that's cool. I'm down with eccentric people. That's cool. But just, you know, you can't be a hateful. You can't be that and hateful. All right, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes of a visual here. Oh, man. I got work this morning with my girls. I hope nobody's in trouble. They like to wait till the last minute to tell me. I'm like, oh, could you let me know that a little bit earlier? I would appreciate it. Alrighty here. Happy Friday, by the way. Okay, let's get some audio here. I really want to bring my computer in to like show you guys and let you guys hear the audio, but I think it's dead, and my charger is in my car, so sorry about that. Let me get you guys a visual here real quick. Flip the screen. So glad it's Friday. Oh my gosh, so glad it's Friday. What did I do with that vape? My goodness, I just lose everything. There it is. Sorry guys, trying to get this together here. I don't want my refrigerator in the background. I'm like, oh no. Let me move over a little bit more. All right. What about the call? Monica got on the bus. Was it true she had family in Bermuda? Okay. She posted conversations of producers and her family allegedly in Aruba, but here's like in Bermuda, but here's like the thing. It didn't feel like they knew her very well. Like it wasn't like she was like, hey, Uncle, Sam, I'm on this TV show in America and we're literally coming to Bermuda to like see our heritage and they want to meet you and film you and, yada, yada, yada. These people didn't even know. Like, they're like, who are you? What is this about? Imagine if you just got a random phone call that was like, we want to put you on TV on a show you've never heard of. To talk about your family with a family member you haven't met or seen in a decade. I just think it seems really strange. But they do seem legitimate. Just probably very distant cousins. literally distant cousins. There's also the hairdresser is coming out with different information too. So we know that the hairdresser knew as well. So she could have told Heather. So you got the hairdresser that knows because she was part of it. I want to know how long she really worked for Heather. I've gotten a couple of different answers, but I'm going to try to go through a timeline and see if I can really find when she started working for Heather, because I think that's going to answer a lot of questions. But I also think that we should not be counting Jen Shah out. We can't count her out. I definitely think, again, she hit them with a civil suit back in 2021 or 2022. So she knew who it was running this troll account on her. Driving past her house, taking video and audio of it. Monica kind of screwed herself because she took so much like audio and video of herself. I don't know if there's more of the other people. Again, where is the designer? Where's the designer? He is the gentleman who was originally what started a feud. Him and Jen had a feud because of the way Jen spoke to him, and it was leaked. So you can't tell me that Jen, you think once that audio was leaked, Jen Shah wasn't like, Jen Shah was probably like grabbing AKs and shit out of her. You know how mad she probably was? I mean, this was like pre-prison, all of that. So she was still real on fire for like being, Jen Shah of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So she was not happy about that at all. I'm sure that she was retaliating probably in her own way. We just don't know. And when you go to prison, there would have been a small amount of time that she wouldn't have been able to like call home very much, or like when she was in admissions. But after that, I mean, she could be writing Heather every day, like a text message. She could, like, through the electronics in prison, she could be calling Heather. I think she gave Heather a lot of information. And then either Heather went to the hairdresser and said, look, I know, or maybe the hairdresser and Heather were in cahoots. I mean, there's like a lot of options here. It's a lot of people involved. And I think what we're going to see at the reunion is the ladies' DMs to this account. We're going to see what the ladies are saying about Jen Shah to this account. Because sometimes when you have troll accounts, you will get housewives that don't make Finstas. They use their real account and they'll DM the account information or tea or things that they want to be out, that they want leaked, or things about other people that they want leaked. So, yeah, guys, make sure you guys check out my Twitter because I posted a lot of Monica, her mom, the audio that was leaked. Also, like I said, the video of her mom. I feel bad for her mom because first of all, nobody wants to be filmed when they don't know they're being filmed. Number one, do you want to be? I don't want to be filmed. I don't know I'm being filmed. I'm not sucking my stomach in. I'm not throwing my shoulders back. Like, don't film me like yelling and fighting. That's what worse. That's as bad as taking somebody. That's like taking a mug shot and putting it in the newspaper. Like, she took like audio and visual of her mom and her fighting, but it's just all you can see is her mom in a shirt screaming and Monica and her going back and forth. And I feel bad for her mom because like her mom's got her hair, she's clearly casual. She's not expecting to be filmed, right? She blamed her mom about the relatives. Oh my gosh. Lisa says this, which is weird considering Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premiered on November 11th, 2020. Yeah, so it would have been, I think, end of 21 or 2022. Because Koa, the designer, I hope that I'm saying his name correct. If you caught the beginning of this, he was the designer of one of her reunion dresses, one of the early reunions. And that's what their fight was about. Was Lisa said, see my previous comment. I don't see it, Lisa. Did it get, I wonder, it's not on here. Sometimes what YouTube does is they like hide comments if they think that it's like, if it has the wrong word in it, they'll hide it and make me have to accept it, but I can't do it live. So whatever you said before, just use a different word because YouTube must have picked up on it and said it was, this is like people are like, you're deleting comments. I'm like, no, I'm not deleting comments. YouTube will like not, they're just like Instagram. Like if they think it's problematic in any way. I mean, I forget what I was posting about one day. I think it was like the same thing on a couple of different pages because it was all about the same stuff. The Instagram was created in 2019 and its name changed 7 times. Thank you for this information. I saw 4 accounts. When we went on live yesterday, we were looking up the account and we found 4 accounts with that name on it. And obviously backup accounts. The main account only had about 25,000 followers. The other accounts, a couple of hundred. So Tamara, she is saying the account, this Instagram account that was allegedly run by the designer and Monica and the hairdresser. Wow. And the Instagram was created in 2019. Like you said, that is interesting. The oldest one was created in 2019. I wonder what the content looked like because when I looked at it, Lisa, did you see who they tagged in like every single post? Did you check that out? They tag an account in like every post, and the account they tag only has like 1,200 followers, and it seems to be like a young lady that posts like reality TV stuff, I guess. I don't even know really. If you guys could go check that out and see what you guys think. The names definitely changed everything. It was 4 times. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go to work. I hope you guys have a great Friday. I just wanted to say good morning, and I have a live scheduled tonight, so we can really chat. I want to talk about Miami a little bit more because if you're sleeping on Miami, you got to wake up, okay? And we can talk a little bit about Beverly Hills, but it's kind of boring, so I don't